So something else we got on here we want to talk about real quick. I know you hit me up with it. Our top 5 action movies, bro. Like we discussed, we talk about some, and this was hard for me just because a lot of movies.
Very hard. This is super hard to do.
Yeah, it is. It is. Once you name, because I named a whole bunch of movies, and then I just came with like which ones I sort of started rounded down to like my favorite. And it's funny because a lot of these movies, like before you normally you'd be like categorizing them as this ain't an action movie, it's a sci-fi movie.
Yeah, there was a couple I was like, is this really considered an action movie?
Yeah, I think they're all considered action, but they add that, action sci-fi. Like Indiana Jones, man, I always thought of that as action adventure because it has like that sort of that that feeling of like adventurous type shit as opposed to just car chases. Like Mission Impossible to me, that's all action. That entire franchise is action from start to finish. So 100%. Yeah, but when it came to mind, bro.
All right, so let's go. You want to do like a countdown? Start from 5. And
we'll start with 5. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, my number 5 is Speed, bro. The Keanu Reeves.
Ooh, that's a good pick.
Here's the thing. It's like that's a pure action movie, and action. All of the movies on the list ain't pure action movies. But as I was going through, I was like, man, this is hard. And I started thinking about it. I was like, with a list like this, we could do this again next month, and my list will probably change considering how I'm feeling about the movie. Yeah. So I put Speed at number 5. I remember the first time I saw the trailer, and it was like if the bus goes over 80, it blows up. I was like, bruh, or if it goes under 80, I was like, yo, that's a fire concept right there. And then the movie lived up to it, especially when she was having to turn. They had a real sharp turn they had to make in the movie, and she couldn't slow down below 80, so she had to make that turn on a bus. Right. Yeah, the movie has a bunch of drama, had a lot of good action. The performances, Keanu Reeves, Sandra Bullock. That movie in general ain't got no flaws, period. Like I said, if we do this list again in next month, it might change and something else will be on there. But as I was looking through the movies that I like that are action oriented, I fell on Speed.
I think they did a good job of making it like pretty realistic too.
Yeah,
like, if you were in that situation that really happened, they did a good job too.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
All right, so for number 5 for me, I went with Terminator 2.
Woo!
Terminator 2, man. I always like whenever I do lists like these, like if you're doing best comic book movie or best action movie, whatever. Yeah. I always do like what's a movie I could never get tired of watching? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when you watch it, you still get into it when you watch it, even though you know what's gonna happen. Man. Dude, Terminator 2, man. Man, that movie just like the tension in that movie is like even when you know what's gonna happen, like
it still hits and the VFX still look good. I remember I saw that, man, like when it opened the weekend, I couldn't even get in. I was too young, and I had to get like my grandfather bought the tickets for us, and we went in there and saw it. That movie. No, that's damn. That's I love.
I remember that's one of the movies. Like when I was younger, I first saw it on TV, so it had like commercials and it was edited and stuff. And then when I was older, I got to see the unedited version. I was like, oh dang, this is what I was missing.
Yeah. No. Oh, that's just dope, man. So for me at number 4.
Okay.
I got Mission Impossible Fallout. So the Mission Impossible franchise, I mean, we didn't talk about it. That shit's fire. It's dope. Yeah. It got better. I mean, people like to call 3 the weakest one, and it probably is close to it, but it's all of them are still good. I think the second one's the weakest one for me, but they're all good. And that was the thing was when I was thinking about it, I was like, man, Mission Impossible, dude. I thought of the whole franchise, but you can't put it right there. But I think even I need to see Dead Reckoning a few more times because I've seen Fallout a bunch. Same. So I'm already familiar with that. It's to me, it's out of the series, considering I hadn't seen Dead Reckoning but once. I'd say that Fallout is probably the best of overall action sequences, performances. Henry Cavill, that bathroom scene when they fight them.
Oh, dude!
when he cocks them,
dude, that dude was giving them the work. He was giving them the work, bro.
He was fucking Henry and Tom up in the bathroom
at the same time, bro. That's funny you said that. So my number 4 was Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation. Dude, that movie blew my mind when I saw it in theater.
Yeah, no, it's dope. All of the
underwater sequence where he's like trying to put the card in the thing and he jumped down to save him. Yeah. And like that BMW chase scene that goes to the motor, that's like one of my favorite, if not my favorite car chase scene. Like I've seen in the movie. Like it's so well done.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my But, I mean, yeah, like that's funny. We both got Mission Impossible because all those movies are just dope action movies.
Yeah, like. They are. Number 3 for me, Raiders of the Lost Ark, man. You know, I'm a big Indiana Jones guy, big Indiana Jones fan, classic movie. And like I said, for me, that sort of falls under the action adventure category.
But that's definitely action movie. Definitely action.
Yeah, definitely. And I think some of that stuff, it came out like 81, bro. And some of that stuff, you watch it today and you're like, damn, they pulled that shit up in 80. Like, you know, and they didn't have CG back then. So everything they did was practical. Just the lore of the movie, the you know, the way it's set up, me watching it as a kid and sort of, you know what I'm saying, that shit just sticking with me the whole time. I had to go there. Any Indiana Jones movie could have been on there, but this is I think that Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade is more adventure than it is action, just considering some of the stuff that they do in the movie. So that's why I went with Raiders, because it's the original one. Is
that the one where he falls in the pit with all the snakes?
Yeah. They push him down in the pit. He gets that has all the snakes. That's the one with the legendary scene at the beginning with the balls chasing him. It's like they really did that shit. They had a ball. Yeah. So, that's my number 3, man.
That's a good pick, man. All right, so number 3 for me, I got Top Gun Maverick.
Okay.
I do. That movie
is fire.
Like, bro, I saw that movie in IMAX, and it just like, like I remember when the trailer dropped, I was like, oh, this is gonna be dope.
Yeah,
dude, seeing that movie in theater, like it just blew my mind how well done that movie was. Like the scene where he got kicked from the military or whatever, and he just shows up like a beast and decides to do the chorus.
Oh, the chorus.
I'm like, bro, that scene just had me on the edge of my seat.
The whole time. Yes. Yep. Yeah. And it's also real funny because as that's happening, John Hamm is like, God damn, this motherfucker.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? John, he was mad, bro. He was mad, man, at first. And he was like, well, I guess we know what we got to do, man. So
and they did a really good job, like explaining what the mission was and like the stakes of the mission and how difficult it was to do it. So when you see them actually like about to enter the mountains and they're about to do their mission, that's like one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah, it's incredible, man.
So we're in the top two. Okay, what you got for number 2?
Number 2, man. Whoo! Got to go with the Matrix, bro. That movie. The Matrix. I remember I didn't get to see it in theaters when it came out, and so like when it came out on, because it was one of like when the DVD player first came out, like you would go to Walmart and they would have like 9 DVDs because there was like no movies that they weren't using that format yet. And I remember buying a DVD player and buying the Matrix, but I had already seen it by that point in time. But bro, that shit it's insane. It changed the genre. The bullet time stuff. It changed everything when it came to visual effects and stuff that you could do. Like, because this is still pretty much before CGI, man. Because they use CGI heavily in the second Matrix movie, but there was like a big ass gap in between them of like 4 or 5 years. So like, you know, it was a difference there. But the Matrix, the themes, the you know, sometimes when you first watch, you might get a little bit confused, and then once you get it, you're like, oh, I got it. Yeah. And it's just there's a lot of things. Seeing that shit, like the stuff they were doing in the Matrix, you hadn't seen that before unless you was watching anime. Like that's where you saw that kind of action at dudes dodging bullets and kung fu on that level, where it was just like people on wires, and it just looked that dojo scene between Morpheus and Neo, bro. Dude, when he was training them and shit. Whew.
Bro, I gotta go. Like that movie changed the game, man. I mean, like you said, they were doing stuff you ain't never seen before.
Like, for real. And I think for a long time, that was my favorite movie of all time. The Matrix was the first one. Yeah, like I got it on every single format they've ever released it out of, man. And I got this box set that came with this damn Neo, this little bus, right? I got this in like, damn, my wife got it for me for Christmas a long time ago. I'm talking about it. It might have been early 2000s. They released like a little box set that came with it. But yeah, number 2 for me, man, The Matrix, bro.
That's also one of the movies I feel like that did at least started to, like, that kind of did a good job of combining action, and it was also like deep. Like the themes of that movie are deep. Like it made you watch it again. You're like, oh, like that's what that meant.
Yeah,
like,
that literally on the back of the original casing. I think it still says it. It says they call it the Watch and Watch Again phenomenon of 19 whatever year that it came out. Like it was like 97 or something like that, because people, it came out and it stayed number one at the box office for like 2.5 months, man, until the Star Wars The Phantom Menace came out. When that came out, that's the only movie that could dethrone it at number one. So that's Matrix, man.
That's man, we got it's funny, we got some similar tastes. So my number 2 pick is The Matrix 2. The second one.
Reloaded.
The second one, Matrix Reloaded. I was like, dang, that's crazy. We got some similar tastes. Man, that one for me, like the fight scenes in it, like the story of him going into the building, like the key maker, all that stuff.
The
opening fight with the two agents he was going against. Like, it just like, I love the first Matrix. But man, just like the fighting in the second, the amount of fighting in the second one, and like especially you watch like behind the scenes stuff on movies, like makes me appreciate it even more. Seeing the work that Keanu put into those movies, like all the fight and the choreography he did for it, man, was like,
hey, I feel you, man. And that car chase scene in that movie,
bro, the highway scene, my god,
it's dope. I love that entire trilogy. I know a lot of people don't, you know what I'm saying, they a lot of people like the first one, don't like the second two, but I think the entire thing is fire, man. I love it, man. And the whole thing was influential. Like, there's a lot of stuff you see in movies today that they were influenced by the Matrix and the decisions and the sort of the way they created. They built that highway from scratch, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like they really built
a highway.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's fucking insane.
Gosh.
Yeah,
crazy, bro.
Yeah, it is. It is. So that's
all right.
That's dope, man.
Number one
for me, man. I gotta go Die Hard, bro. That movie has been that movie for me has been tops on that. As soon as you hit me with that list, I was like, I know what number one is already.
Right.
It just Die Hard was like the first like legit 80s movie I ever bought in 4K where that shit looks clean as fuck. It looks good. But that's not why I like it, because at the time it came out, it sort of just hit differently, and it was sort of things that are just out of, like the scene where he goes through most of the movie with no shoes on, because when the attack happens, he's doing what that dude on the plane told him to do, which was put your feet on the ground and sort of feel it between your toes, and so you have that aspect of it. It just hit
lines in that movie.
Yeah, it is. It just hits, and it still holds up for me every time I watch it. It's still, there's nothing in there where I'm like, oh, that was silly. Like nothing in there. It's like, because all the special effects were practical. Of the stuff they did was like real life on set. So it's like, it's gonna stand the test of time, because unlike there is a scene in Die Hard 2 where like the plane blows up and he's in that ejection seat. It looks mad fake, like when the scene happens. But in this one, there's nothing there that really looks like. Even when he jumps off the building, when the roof explodes, looks dope. So
So number one, for me, I'm gonna go with one. A lot of practical effects. This one hit me hard when I saw it in theater, but I'm gonna go Mad Max Fury Road, man.
Bro. I'm gonna pull up my shit in a minute. But Fury Road is
bro. That one, just like the fact that they did almost all of that movie practical is insane.
And it looks that good.
Insane, bro.
Insane.
So well shot, so well acted. I mean, it's just like, that's like the perfect action movie to me. Perfect action.
Nah, it is. It is. Fury Road is fire. Bro, there's nothing wrong. That Mad Max Fury Road is one of those movies that there is zero flaws. It is 1000% perfect. The music, the sound, everything is dope in this movie. Every single fucking aspect of it is fire. So I got you, man. That's a good one. That's a good. Look, I'm gonna pull up. I'll pull up this. This was hold up. This was So I got my list, but these are some of the ones that I was
off. Born Identity, the Bourne series. Oh my god.
But the thing is, it's so hard because like they're good. Inception is fire, dude. Man, I love Inception. It's sort of a thing where like I don't have too many sort of comic book films on the because it for me it doesn't fall in just the action zone.
Yeah,
but comic book movies are they're a different thing of their own. Or else
we'll have to do top 5. Or no, I don't know if I can do top 5, but we'll have to do top 10 comic book movies.
Yeah, that's what top 10. Do. Yes, top 10. Yeah.
We have to do that.
We'll do that next. We'll do that. Then you're gonna see the ZSGLs and stuff in there. You'll see that kind of shit, man. The Winter Soldiers and stuff like that. So, hell, hey, good list though from both of them.
That's a good list, man.